It's 7:30 Eastern time. It's 1:30 past 1 in Amsterdam. And welcome to pre-market, the pre-market show. I just watched if there's something around. Welcome to the pre-market show. Boss Trading here. If you ever wonder why you should see the early bird show, well, this is why it's on your screen right now. So this is what we called out this morning. 2307. If it breaks 2307, then you're in for the long. Boom. This is what happened. Got a big rejection, of course, here, so that might have scared you a little bit. And then also, this is not something that you really want to see, but if you had some courage, and you have, I know that you have, then this is where you might have ended up right here. If you put an order in here and just sit on your computer, not on your computer, sit by your computer, watching the screen, and just you could just have taken it. It's not a lot of volume because it's pre-market, only 20,000 shares. But well, what if you took just 200 or 300 shares here? You can do the math calculation yourself. So on Wendy's, that's on Wendy's. So what you want to see right now on Wendy's is, okay, this was a level. Yeah, it was a level. And these were also levels, but not anymore. So the next level that you want to go to is 240, 24.91. Be prepared to sit out to right, but look at price action if you want to trade this one, because it can be very volatile, of course, after earnings. So I'm going to get to the watch lists, but just want to see some stocks moving right now, like NERV, NERV. That's a lot of green, but if you watch this show and you see me drawing this line, then you know what's going on. Maybe just here, you have to be careful with this line. So it's going down, and if it's not coming up in the next 2 hours, then it's going to be a fade. And I don't know if this one is shots restricted or not, but what you really want to see is that it will get above this VWAP here and then try to make a play to the top. And you can even do that pre-market if you want to. So I'm going to set an alert here now at 284. That's just under VWAP, so I can see what's happening. If this one will go up, then another one, also a small one, BMRA. This is this closing post-market. This is pre-market open. This is getting up there. And what you saw on the other one, we discussed, this is not happening here, but this just might be happening here. Is it getting some support here from this line or not? So after this first pop, there was a second pop. That's always a good sign when it stays above VWAP. Now it's having some trouble staying there, but no, not having some trouble. It's way down now. So you really have to draw this line carefully now. Just 2 points, not 3. So this open here will also be critical for this one. It's a small stock. If you want to trade it pre-market, then you have to have some volume, otherwise you're not going to be able to get out if you go in with a decent size. So probably going to wait till markets open for this one, but well, maybe it will hold this line, and then you can trade it accordingly. Then let's look at this. Okay, Fubo is also firing. this is what I told you guys. Price action. Well, it's not really firing. That's stupid to say. This is what happened. Got up here to post-market close, then faded down again, tried to get up again, did so, didn't get to this post-market close, just faded, trying to hold VWAP, succeeded in that, trying to hold VWAP, succeeded in that. So Fubo might just be, just listen out, might just be the one that's stronger than, no, not stronger than, is strong, period. So this is a better picture if you look at the 15-minute charts going up and now consolidating, and what you want to see, of course, now. And in the early bird show, I told you there's no level on this one, on Fubo, but now I'm really starting to believe this is 270 and 2380 and 2391 might be a level. I didn't call any levels on this one because it does not respect the levels here because it took back all its losses in one day and then a little. So really is preparing now here, just dipping its toes here at 2027 on the yellow one, that's the 20 EMA. And now really tries to get above the 22.7, and then it may just go to 23.18 and 24-ish. But those are not strong levels. It's not as strong as normally, but well, this is pure based on what I saw now in pre-market. So stock seems to be a little bit stronger than I anticipated, but also respects this level here at 22.70. So just might be a play on Fubo today. And you have to watch price action, of course. You always have to, but there might just be, so price action is still key here, but you might just find some levels here that you can play off of. But be very careful, as always. So yesterday we talked about, I think it was yesterday or the day before, about ears, and now we're gonna talk about eyes. Played this one before. This is why. Not with it. Well, if you watched me before, then you know what it was. My dog protecting our house. So eyes interesting because of this, of course. So this is happening right now. Really getting up there. So here's the first pop, then consolidation, second pop, consolidation, and now builds really to get back up here. And maybe just interesting to watch this one here above 738. There was news at 6 o'clock on this one. So this is the news, 6 o'clock. Announces 2-year results of Origin studies says 4 out of 5 patients are able to be better identified. So they have a positive results somehow on one of their clinical trials, and positive results in clinical trials always lead up to something like this. So what you want to see now is this one breaking. There's a little bit of extension. So on the left hand side now you have my 5 minute, on the right hand side you have my 1 minute. Don't follow me because there's some delay in this video. Of course it is live, but there is some delay. There's not a lot of volume, so that you can go in with 20,000 shares or something if you want to do something like that. But let's just take a look at daily one more time. There is some resistance here at 770. So 40 cents is in here for you if you want to trade this one to the upside right now. 665. This is 638, so that's only a margin of 25 cents and a little. But on good news, it can take out these levels. So now it's having trouble to hold its 9 EMA, as you can see here. If you want to make a breakout trade on stocks like these, then you really have to watch out in pre-market that there is enough volume, otherwise you might get stuck and not get out. So this is a pullback. It's beyond this 1 minute now, 9 EMA. It really can go all the way to 604 here. 604 is really close to VWAP. So what you can do if you want to snatch stock like this, then what you can do is you just set a limit order here at 608. You don't want to buy it here because, well, there's not enough room to make any money. But if you buy it here at 608, then you have 60 cents of profits available. And if you go in with just 100 shares, then you have 60 bucks made before markets open, and you can do a little bit more because there's some decent volume, 80,000 on this candle on a 1 minute, so you can put in a little bit more than that. But you really want to see this pullback here to the 9 EMA. So it's oversold right now, overbought, I'm sorry. This is the RSI just getting a close to that 70 mark now. Consolidating here on the 5 minutes. You can see that very nice here now. This is normally also a sign that, okay, consolidation, and then after consolidation you expect it to break. But because it's still distance here between the 9 EMA and this one is still 20 cents. So you can play the breakout right now, but you can also be a false breakout and then it pulls back to the 608 figure. So if you want to buy a stock like this, you really have to be very, very careful. Now it's preparing for breakout at 638. You can see that right now, more volume coming in. I'm looking at my level 2 now. There's a lot of movement right now. 633 now on the ask side. Didn't get there. 630 on the ask side. 631 on the ask sides, a big one on the bid size, relative big 630. Yes, Eli. It's a very risky pre-market trade, and it's a very good opinion that you launched there. So thumbs up for you and for that remark. But I'm just looking at this one. And we're going to talk about some more stocks. We're going to do that. But I just wanted to really see if this one can touch here this 9 EMA on the 5-minute, and that's also where VWAP is, so that's very nice if this one does 609. So what I would do on a VWAP play right now, I would set my order here at 611. Gets down, you snatch it at 611, then goes back up again, and then you have very tight stop loss, of course, on this one, because it just can fall through this one also, because it is pre-market, it is low volume, big buyers and big sellers can move the stock very easily. So be very careful if you make a play like this. So now it's trying to dip to that 609. That's what I'm looking for right now. I'm not going to buy it at this point here. It's too risky. Just that's buying in resistance. If you buy it here, this resistance point is really 638, 635, 630-ish. And with volumes like these, I don't want to buy this in resistance right now. Real nice one, this ICE. I'm just curious if EOS has something, because they move together a lot. So let's look at EOS. No, nothing happening there. So, okay, guys, let's do some more of the watch list. What did I promise you? I promised you a lot. Wendy, that's the one that we did at the beginning. Then let's look at Sonas. This is what we want to see on Sonas here. This nice move has not moved yet. So I imagine that this is still relevant for the day. And it's because of this move, and you want to see the 35-31 break really. On the daily, you see then this is the move that we are anticipating. But for that to happen, you have to see this break of 35-31 on Sonas. Then that's what we thought. Price action. Let's see if there is some action pre-market on this one. No, not really. 2,000 shares here and 5,000 shares. So nothing happening here on price action in pre-market, and that's normal for stocks, of course, but I'm not calling this a level. I'm really not. So waiting for price action, as I told you in the early bird show, on InSuites Hospitality. Then look at one that we also discussed this morning, and that's Love. brought by our Australian friend. She's probably asleep right now because it's late. No, it's 8. No, it's 8 o'clock. So probably doing other things and just waiting till this opens up here. So no action whatsoever on love, and that's understandable. But it's a trade that you want to make on the levels that I put up here, 77 and 1893. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick this watch list here and just see what's happening right now. This is Nerf. Still not moving. Let's look at ICE. Did it pull back or not? There we go. So this is what I want to see. I want to see this pullback all the way down here. 2 VWAP, and then I want to see the bump up. Will it do that or won't it? So when you see this, normally, of course, you say, okay, it's under the 9 EMA on a 1 minute, so it's getting weak, but this 9 EMA on a 5 minute is always a strong indicator. And then you don't even have to use your RSI. This is always a strong indicator if a stock is overbought or oversold. So it always wants to go back to the 9 EMA eventually on a 5 minute. So you don't want to buy it here at this point, because you know, if I bought it here to play for the break, which you can do, what you see then is that there is a lot of room here, and you are in a lot of consolidation, or you are in a pullback, and you have to really have the stamina to stay in the red for a long while, to stay even in a long while. So rather not do that, wait for the pullback, and then hope that this pullback is not just falling through that 9 EMA, which can also happen. Then you have to have a really tight stop, and a tight stop is something that you have to do manually in pre-market, because you cannot do it with a normal stop loss, as you all may well know. Okay, just curious, we're going back to that one later. So what's happening else? UVXI, it's a short term. It's a short term ETF. Getting up there again. So 479 here is a level that you have to consider, and then you can play this one all the way up to 592. I tweeted this one yesterday while I was watching this. So have a look here. I'm not really sure what time I did this, but I did it around this 467 level. That's how much I know. And I tweeted this one out because I thought, well, okay, it's getting close or on that 467 level here. This is a 15-minute candle, so you can see it a little bit better. Just pushed through that to 479. Also had some trouble there all the way back, so you had to have some gains here at 479. And then you could have done this for a second attempt. I didn't do that, but I was watching UVXI for a long time. And if I see that again, I will tweet that one. So you can say what I'm doing. If I'm just looking at the stock, then I'm going to say I'm just watching this one. So that's UVXI. Then looking at, well, why don't we Fubo? Palantir, BMRI. This is the one that we just. So this line is not the line that you want to see here. So this is not. This is no longer something that you want to depend on when you make a trade. This curl here that's making now is better, still in the VWAP. If you want to play this to VWAP, then there's only 17 cents in it. So I'm just going to wait till it's above VWAP. NIO, what's NIO doing? I'm just, okay, this is what I put in yesterday here. There was someone in chat here saying that it would pull back to 23. So if you depended on that one, then you had a bad day yesterday. For now, on NIO, well, there is some room here. 36.64. AH to profit on Palantir. Okay. Maybe if NIO has a day that's we all know that it could have, and trading this one up to 36.66 maybe just all right. Okay, H, nice to see you here. Palantir, you said. I'm gonna answer that in a short while, Eli. That's a question about 9EMA. So Palantir, you took profits. That's great. Will it get back to 20 again? 20 being here, the sort of the close yesterday. So it's now 8 o'clock in New York. So there are going to be big spikes here now. And those spikes are because a lot of trading platforms opening right now. So there's trading platforms opening at 7 and trading platforms opening at 8. And then is what you see, then is when you see those big spikes. So will it get back to 20 again? Just see what's So my opinion on this one is you sometimes you don't have to look only on the technical side of things. So what you see here is people got in here at 17. So you have to wonder, you have to ask yourself, if you went here in at 17, maybe you did, and you took profits, then you are not the only one who's taking profits. So people will get in here during this and on a certain time will take profits. And what they are looking for, and they're looking at the daily also, and they're just looking here now at this 9 EMA level here, and they are telling themselves, okay, if it's going to hold this 9 EMA level here at 2085, then it can go up to 2178, which is almost $1 higher. So H, if you are expecting this one to fall, or if you're waiting for this one to fall to buy the dip maybe, but these are the big spikes of the 8 o'clock opening. This is what I told you. So what are people watching right now? They are watching this 2085. It's close to that. So if they see that it won't break this level here, if they see, okay, it's not going to break 2085, then they're going to sell it here. So just put yourself in the place of the people who were in here from this point, or from this point, or from this point, or even from this point. They are looking at the same graph here, not as beautiful as my 2000s, but they're looking at the same graph, and they all see this yellow line because they all have a 20, or maybe an average of 25 or 22, I see, or 19, but they all see this level here at 2178. And what they all will be doing right now is they're gonna just sit back now and watch if this one will break or not, 28.85. So if you want to get back in, then there are two possibilities. You wait for this to break, and I don't recommend you to do that now in pre-market because the volume here is very low. So this big volume is coming in because trade stations are opening. The volume is very low now, so you want to see this 2085 break and then trade it maybe to pre-market open here, 21. If it fails here and comes back, then you might just see it fall back all the way to 2005. So really watch this level and then this level at 21. And if that's not breaking, then it just might come back to 20. And you might just have another chance of stepping in if there is a right setup. Then looking at ear, no. What did we look at? Was it ears? Or am I just now? No, eyes, of course. Just take a look at eyes again. So this is just what they call, this is a dark pool wick, so this is not a real wick, this one. It's always happening at 8 o'clock. And what you're seeing here now is that it really wants to be here at this point. It's really lost this 9 EMA and wants to go there. You really can tell this. So this is consolidation station here, and you know what can happen in consolidation station. You can see a flag in this. You can see a bull flag in this, and then it will go up again. But also be aware, if it's building like this, then it also can just fall flat on its feet. And that's why I'm looking at my level 2 all the time. If there's something happening that may concern me. And your question about stop loss, okay. if I'm playing from this 9 EMA level at the 5 minutes, then I'm just gonna look back if it falls through and there's no real data on this right now. So this, you can see that it helped 9 EMA all the way up. So this is one hell of a trend. So never got under 9 EMA. So then you can assume that as soon as it gets under 9 EMA, then you're in trouble on the 5 minutes. So what I normally do then is go to a higher time frame and see if there are any levels close to that line. So this 9 EMA here is at 594. Oh, back to the 5 minute. I'm thinking to myself, okay, so this is 616. If I'm gonna snatch this one here, and I don't want to see it falling back to this place, as you just saw here at 594. Did you see that? There was just live action right there for you. And then you would have been out, of course, now, if this is real wick. So, and if it isn't there at if there's no level here that you can count on really, then your stop loss will be based on the gains that you expect to make. So this is a little lesson here. We are past 2 o'clock already, but I'm gonna just tell you this anyway. So let's say that this was your entry point here, just for the sake of argument. So let's say 615 was your entry point. You put a limit order at 615 and say, okay, when it gets to 615, then I'm a happy camper and I'm gonna get into this one. 615, okay? Then you say, okay, my next level here is 638. So that's only 20 cents. So this is 20 cents. Here, this area is the gain that you expect to make. A gain of 22 cents. So on any occasion, if you want to make a 20 cent win, how much are you prepared to lose? So that's what you have to ask yourself. If there's no obvious level, that we talked about it just before here. If there's no obvious level, then you're going to say, okay, in order to, I'm sorry, it keeps moving on me. So in order to did you see the dip there? And did you see that you could have bought it right there? In order to make 20 cents here, I'm willing to make have a loss of, bear with me here, 10 cents. So then you have a 1-to-2 ratio. So that's what you have to keep in mind. So this is then, these are your gains. This is what you prepare to lose. Eventually. So that's what I always do. I always look for a 1-to-2 ratio, and at least a 1-to-2 ratio. And what I really want, of course, is the prospect of this 665 here. But if I'm going in, then I'm going to look at what are my gains potentially. So my gains are 20 cents, and I'm prepared to lose 10 cents to make that gain of 20 cents. So that's a 1-to-2 ratio, and that's the important thing if you're going in a trade, that you always gonna look, okay, what can I make if I take this trade? Can I make 20 cents? Okay, then I'm prepared to lose 10 cents. Can I make 30 cents? Then you can say, okay, I'm gonna lose 15 cents, but you can also say, okay, I want a 1-to-10 ratio. 1-to-3 ratio, sorry. 1-to-10 would be perfect. Did I answer your question? Okay. Well, if you're still watching this one, this is just very interesting. You see what happened here? So these are some bad wicks happening here. And it just wants to hold that. I'm just going to erase those lines because really, you see what's happening now? It's just want to hold, it wants to hold this 9 EMA line here. And it's going to get it. You're going to get another shot here at the 638 that we consider to be a level, and it is a level because it's a double top. So what you should have done here, we didn't because we were talking now, you should have got in here at 621, expecting that 637 to break. Okay, CHPT, and then we call it the day. Talked about this one a long while ago here at 13. Well, you want to see a secondary runner here. So you want this to be the bottom and you want to see a secondary runner here. So this is what you want to see. But there's a lot of resistance up here. So it has to break this line, 2278, has to break this line, 2358, and then has to break this line, 2451 on CHPT, if you want to see that one breaking. Okay, guys, it's 45 minutes into the show. Glad that you watched this one. Please trade carefully, have your own strategy. Happy trading for today. I'll be back on the Early Bird show tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. Eastern time, 10 o'clock Amsterdam time. Thanks everybody, and see you soon.